What's up, Joe? How you doing today, man?
What's going on, man?
I just like to think that that tortoise is still just making his way across the beach somewhere, you know, down on Sanibel Island, just enjoying the winter non-Minnesota snow. He's probably just basking on the beach with all the snowbirds, you know.
Hey, do you have snow up there?
We have snow. Yeah,
snow.
Oh, we have snow. Yeah, it was this week we actually. My one thing is that the past 2 days have been relatively, it's all relative, but what we would call beautiful. It's been sunny and like 37. So we get this nice thaw. You can actually like scrape your driveway totally clean. Everything dries out a little bit. And the car wash is smashing busy. Everybody is coming to clean.
Oh, really?
The salt off. And I haven't, you know, I like to be able to quantify how things are happening, because if they're good, I want them to happen again. And if they're bad, I don't want them to happen again. And if I know why they're happening, then I can help that. So, I don't know exactly, but I'm piecing it together. But it's been, like I say, smashing busy, mostly because people just want salt and snow and dirt crud off of their car.
Yeah.
But I've had a chance. It's been so busy. And I've been like, you've been in the north in the wintertime, but
yeah, you
get this like crust of ice on your driveway, and it's a good opportunity. I've been scraping the ice off. So I've been out there like doing the dirty work and opening the doors for the people and thanking them for coming. And I've gotten these questions like, do you have a credit card machine? How long, how many quarters does it take? And I'm like, you guys haven't been here before. And they're like, no, I haven't been. And I'm like, well, come in, let me show you. Or there was one guy, he's like, oh, I got to run and get some cash. And I was like, no, you're already here. It's $1.50. I could spend $3, make your day. Like, I don't have to spend $80 at the restaurant to make your day. I'm just going to give you $3 and you're going to check it out. And so my one thing was this week.
You actually give, so if they don't have the change, you give away the car wash?
I did. Yeah. I just was like, hey, just come enjoy it, man. If you like it, come on back, you know, and if you don't, well, it was $3. Whoop-de-doo. And, so what I'm like, my one thing was that like, I have really, really, really positioned my life lately to not deal with customers very often, like I was in the restaurant, like not to be bombarded with customers. If I deal with customers, it's at an expo a couple times a month, and otherwise it's, you know, remotely or whatever. And I got to say, man, it was really actually kind of fulfilling to have people really enjoy what was going on. Like, there were complaints. It wasn't perfect. You know, there was one guy, he pulls up. He's like, is this place open? I'm like, of course it's open. Look at the place. We're bopping, you know? And he's like, well, the last time I was here, that machine took my money. And I was like, well, it's so easy. I'm like, well, let me get you your money. Like, was it $1.50? Okay. And so I gave,
it was $20.
Well, no, I was like, here's, a round back, here's $1.50. And then I give him another $3 of quarters. And I was like, that's for your headache. Get yourself a scrub and a wax in there. And he was like, man, thanks so much. You really earned my business. I'm glad you took the time. And I was like, man, this is nothing compared to, bad bottles of wine or not having your tables in the middle of COVID or whatever that people used to just beat me up for. So I actually like it's been fun I just keep the security footage playing on my phone when I'm working. And when I see it get busy, I just walk out and go start doing some dirty work and talking to people, man. It's really fun.
That's great. You were feeling very generous that day too.
Joe, when I say it was busy, I'm talking lines. I'm talking like I'm having to direct
Wow,
people.
really?
What bay is open, what's not open, because you got to remember we still got to keep the doors shut because I'm heating the place, so
Yeah,
they
right.
can't see into it. So I'm like I'm like running a wait in a restaurant, but making sure that they're going to be happy and that they get welcomed and all of that, man.
Did you feel good about it? Like there's it sounds like it was really fun and it was really good. Like,
Yeah.
and what was good about? What did you feel good about? Was it the money and the busyness, or just connections, or what?
Probably a little bit of all of it. The connections, you want to, I mean, you can't pay the bills and eat dinner on connections, but, the connections felt good, but it was kind of funny. I went to the bank twice yesterday. Like, I'd had money there from the night before in the morning. And then by the afternoon, I needed to go again. And I'm not talking a huge amount of money, but when you're talking in $1.50 pops, I mean, I think I put more than $400 in the bank yesterday from.
That's nice.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, but it was more like, all right, I'm reaching people somehow. So the Instagram page is growing, which is kind of cool. And really the messaging is just, it's $1.50. If you haven't been here in a while, come check it out. And it looks neat and newer, and the sign is new and all of that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But Google sends me stats on my like business listing. And it said just in Google Maps and it hadn't been, if you looked up car wash in Lonsdale, that one would not come up prior to, I don't know, 3 months ago or something like that when I got the Google page going. So Google sends a note just in Google Maps, not Apple, not Apple users, just Google Maps. 42 people last month asked for directions to Hometown.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, that's 42 people that haven't been here before. That's pretty good, I think, for just a little, podunk car wash, And there was a dude, actually, I'm going to make a reel about it, but there was the guy yesterday. He was like, I love this place. I don't have to take my antenna off of my truck. He's like, I didn't spend 70 grand on a truck to walk out there and take my antenna off when I want to wash my car. And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, that machine will break it right off. And I was like, I'm going to lean into this. And they'll be like, yeah. And then they're going to tell you that they gave you a disclaimer and blame it on you. He's like, I know, screw those people.
Then you're gonna lean into it for your advertising as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a reel about it. Yeah,
$1.50. You don't have to take off your antenna.
That's right. If you want to take your antenna off, take it off. If not, leave it on there. That's your choice. That's what you get here. You get your freedom of choice and empowerment, man.
That sounds great. I mean, but when did you start to? When did you open up? April.
The car wash? Year?
Yeah.
It never closed. I've had it since December 6th. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So to be honest,
this is not you. This is like your first official winter, though, right?
No.
You wouldn't call it that. You wouldn't call it that.
I mean, it's my first official winter as me, but man, last winter I learned a lot, man. That place froze over. I learned how the boiler worked. I learned a lot of stuff the hard way, man. Let me tell you, I'm feeling good this winter. I feel like
it's definitely something. So you feel like it's something that you've done over the past year to get people's attention. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And last year the winter was like, I hope it's not frozen. I hope the doors are shut. I hope nobody's pissed at me. I don't know what I'm walking into. Like, I was like scared getting there versus like this. Now I'm like, go see what's going on in the shop, clean this place up, get it open today, man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Do you have, wait, I can't remember. Do you have official hours, or is it just like, oh, people can come, whatever?
There are official hours, but there's literally no locks. I couldn't lock the place up if I wanted to. Like, I don't know. There's a lock on the pump room, and obviously, Proper Royals is locked up. So like the lights just turn out at I think it's at 8 p.m. this time of year. The lights turn out, and in the April to October they turn out at 10 p.m. and then I think every day they're on at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I kind of remember being like the thaw after a lot of snow up north.
Yeah.
Our it's like it's an odd mix of being like I'm having the sun and then but also being surrounded by ice,
Yeah,
basically.
there's just ice and sludge, and you can't really
Yeah.
get clean because there's just muck everywhere. I will say too, I was walking into my door. My door faces basically west, and I was walking into the door after talking with somebody yesterday. Actually, I think I was still talking with them because I even made the comment. I was like, and I just stopped. I was like, this is the first time I felt the warmth of the sun hitting me in quite some time. Like it was noticeable, and I just stood there. I was like, "It's all right, man."
Well, that sounds good. I mean, you're rocking and rolling with the car wash there. That's awesome. That's really
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
sold some
yeah, yeah.
rodents yesterday. I got a show this weekend. Yeah, you start to feel like maybe there's a little light at the end of this
Maybe
tunnel. Maybe,
maybe I did make some good decisions.
maybe we'll see.
How about so you sold some stuff yesterday?
Yeah, just sort of, usual rodents, but it's funny because you get really excited about a solid sale, not a huge sale of a snake or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But man, rodents are year round. That's like a subscription model, man. I'm really thankful for the rodent customers. Um, 50, 80, $100 a week. You get 5, 6, 7 of those folks. You got a little business going,
Yeah, right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah, yeah. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Are we? So you and you have a show this weekend. I'm sorry, you have a show
That's
this
okay,
weekend.
man. You felt torn there. I wanted to let you sort that out, man. You were working through it. Yeah, I got a show Sunday, Hastings snake discovery. And while I'm thinking of it, late announcement Monday night, I believe. It's not. I don't know if it's official, but that's with the people that show up early get the inside info. Monday night will be the 15 minutes of lame uh, uh, debates. It's just coming down to the wire for the
Oh,
2025 15 minutes of lame contestants. And Chris Eaton invites me once a year. And Joe, I don't know if you know, but I break out the bow tie, I put on the HR hat, and I've got some serious questions that people need to answer for their behavior and what they've been doing in this contest, or what they've not been doing, and why they think anybody should vote for them.
so wait, when is that? And where can
Um,
you see it?
Monday night, 8 p.m., and it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. That'll be on the Fat Man Nation channel.
And Chris is here, I think, right?
I think, but
He
he
said
comes and goes. You
good
never
morning.
know. Yeah, he said good morning, but
Yeah,
that could be it. He could have been a cursory token, as they say. I don't know who says that,
right.
but
Checking
somebody
it
does. Yeah, check it in.
That's
What do
great.
you?
That's fun. That's always fun. What's up?
I was just say, what are you up to? And Elias, thanks for the little tip in the jar, man. Thank you very, very much. Keep the lights on. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
yeah, thanks, Elias. That's great. Yeah, what
What
am
about?
I up to?
Yeah, what do you got for your
Uh,
one thing, man?
my one thing is I went to. Are people tired of hearing about my stepson and his kicking and everything? I feel like I talk
No,
about that a
we
lot
got. We
because
need to know. We got to get this kid into school, man. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. So we went up to we had another showcase scheduled for this past weekend in North Georgia.
Yeah.
It was about a half hour outside of Atlanta, but north of there, which is like one of my favorite parts of the country. It's just beautiful, big, huge mountains and quaint little towns. It's really really fun. So I like get this nice Airbnb, and we're gonna stay in Gainesville, which is this cute little town. It's great. So on Friday, though, Aiden has an all-star game
Yeah.
where he both place kicking and punting. So
And that's there in Florida or up in Atlanta
that's
on
there.
Friday?
No, that's there in Florida.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like the county the county game or whatever,
Right.
right? So all from all different, and it's an exhibition game. It doesn't mean anything. It's just like, people go and it's like a fun thing. It's like the Pro Bowl or something. You're not supposed to like.
It's a showcase. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like the NBA, you don't play defense in the NBA All-Star weekend. It's
Right. Exactly. Yes.
190 to 173.
Right.
Yeah.
So he gets a snap for a punt. It's high and he bobbles it and he drops it. And then he goes to, all he wants to do is just kick it off the ground.
Okay.
So he goes to kick it off the ground, but maybe it's instinct. I don't know. From the defenders, they come and they swarm on the ball because it's on the ground. And one guy takes his helmet right into his knee.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then he's out for the rest of the game. And then he's saying it hurts, and the trainer looks at it and just thinks there's nothing broken there or whatever. So we do like the ice and warm thing, and he's saying maybe I'll be able to be okay on Sunday because that's when the camp is, that's when the showcase is.
Right.
So we drive all the way up to Georgia, and he wakes up on Sunday morning. He's like, I can't kick. So this all-star game just wrecked this weekend.
Man.
Yeah. Now we did have a nice day in North Georgia together, but he went to the doctor yesterday and he got a MRI, and we're waiting on the results of that. So it really sucks, man.
Yeah. Oh, he got full MRI. So this wasn't just
I think it's go
ahead. Dude. Sorry.
What they're saying is that it's it might be a strained MCL. So I don't think it's torn, or I don't think it's that bad, but it's just a bad time. It was just bad timing.
Right.
Because up like from where we are, it's like, I don't know. It took us like 8 hours.
I would say that's a long drive. Yeah, you're down there in Florida, and that's up there in Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get any feedback or calls or anything from the Austin trip? Was there any residuals yet?
No, no residuals on that one. No.
Okay.
And I'm actually not surprised.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not. I'm not surprised. I don't know if that is as reputable of a camp as these other ones. So,
oh no. Okay.
Yeah. Like, and I kind of thought that over the weekend, when we went there
at the time,
when we went to the Austin one. So I don't know. Maybe something will come. He was asked to put together some kind of video challenge or something, and he might be added to a recruiting list or something for that camp. So I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. We're blind here. We don't know.
That's the thing. And by the time you figure it out, he's going to be off and going. Right. And then you don't need this. What are you going to start a new consulting company for kickers? Like you're going to gain the knowledge and then be done, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's become a full-time job for Chelsea, just trying to like figure out, navigate, this whole recruiting process. And then, there are things out there where you can go, can you just do this whole recruiting thing for us? But it's thousands and thousands, and thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
it's like we also need this money to like go to these other places and visit colleges and stuff.
Yeah,
like we can't.
Yeah,
I'm not made of money here.
None of it's cheap. Yeah, exactly.
So that was my one thing. But actually, I mean, he'll be. I think he'll be fine, and it'll be okay. It's just really bad timing right now. And of course, I probably shouldn't be saying this because he was like, don't tell anybody, because if there was any of the coaches that might be interested in him to know.
You could assure him nobody's going to know about it after.
Right. But like, I don't think it's that bad. I think you just couldn't kick on that day,
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but we did, I mean, we went into Helen, Georgia, which is, that Bavarian village there in North Georgia, which is, I always find it fun to go there. I know it's real contrived and stuff. But it's good. I always it's a good time there. And Gainesville, Georgia is fantastic. It's like this cute little town in the mountains. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like that part of the country, man. I was thinking about Western North Carolina the other day. I got to get back there and visit a little bit. It's in some ways I don't feel that removed because of shows like this, and the technology that we have these days. I work pretty closely with my coworkers in North Carolina, and I keep up with my family, and then I'm like, I'll just hop a plane over there, and I'm like, it's not that cheap. I got to get a car in Charlotte. I wouldn't have to get a place to stay. I'd have people to stay with, but it's not quite as easy as I thought it would just be to pop over or take the family there. There's 3 tickets. We got dogs, we got snakes, we got rodents, we got the car wash, so we got to think this stuff through. But yeah, that's a nice area there, though.
It is great. I love it.
So we've tried some new things out. So we got our vertical presentation going, and then we got our landscape presentation going, and there's trade-offs with everything. Troy was noticing there's 2 separate chats. Like the people on the vertical are having one series of chats, and the people on the horizontal are having another chat.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they don't see each other. Is the kind of so it really is 2 like parallel universe shows. They're parallel but not interacting. But I will say the reach has been further. Now, some of the engagement is way up and way down. People that find us on the other platform, I don't know which one the other one is, but one or the other that are used to seeing us and hanging out, they're staying. But maybe some new faces are like, I don't know what this is, and they don't stay as long or whatever. But what would you say it is that we do here, Joe?
Well, every Thursday morning we get together. We're old friends. Right. And at some point, Adam got this strange idea to start breeding snakes and then selling them, and then leave his business leave his job and do this full time. So I just have a lot of questions, and I ask those questions.
It's kind of an entrepreneurial show of hope. No, we talk. Actually, it's really it's probably an entrepreneurial show of reality check. But you did similar stuff too, Joe. You flew the coop. You started your own gig and chasing some dreams too. So anyway, we're gonna do all that. If you're new and you're hanging out wondering what the hell's going on here, it's all of that rolled into one. Little reptile talk, little life talk, entrepreneurial talk.
I mean, the quickest way to describe it is Adam has snakes, I don't, and I have a lot of questions.
There it is, right there. And we got a lot of friends too that help us do this every week. Guys, if you need, I'm excited today. Come on, focus camera. I tell you, it does this trick sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Usually I have to cover my eyes, and it works. You should see it.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
did it go?
You almost got it.
Come on, baby. There it is. Nice and close. Cold Blooded Cafe. My order comes today, man. I'm excited. Fresh frozen rodent day. So Cold Blooded Cafe, in my opinion and experience, I've been a customer of theirs for years. Freshest packed, cleanest rodents, most consistent product in the industry. Check them out for your frozen rodent needs. Use the promo code PROPER11. Get yourself free shipping on orders over $200. Husbandry Pro. That's the other little banner down there. There's just a code. We didn't even put the Husbandry Pro. We put some logos, but that's Husbandry Pro. Use the promo code PROYAL60. You're going to organize your collection. You're going to be able to track multi-generational genetics, track breeding, track feeding, track cleaning, track anything you want in this collection management software. I use it to power properroyals.com. I upload things via QR code and update feedings and events immediately on the phone. It updates into the database and onto my website. Go check out Husbandry Pro and get yourself 60 days free. You don't even have to put in a credit card for it. Just get to work on it. And if it doesn't work for you, walk away. But I bet it will. And I hate to make things about price, but it is incredibly value driven for the features that you get. I'm blown away with it. Last but not least, and they kind of inspired the show today a little bit. That's Heart of the Python. That's Bill and Kate Peaver. They're working on Monarch, Puzzle, Monsoon, Sunset, and Clown combo projects. They travel great when they vend. You can check them out on Morph Market. Heart of the Python. Their contact information is right down below in the description. Joe, they have they call it a heartline. And so they have these like high-end projects I just talked about. So like a Sunset and a Monarch, you're not going to get those for, or a Sunset and a Monsoon, you're not going to get those for any less money than thousands of dollars. But they have a line that is bred and put together for pet owners, for temperament, for being housed in terrariums and bigger enclosures, feeding frozen thawed. And it kind of inspired this thought that what they're really selling is an experience, and they're selling confidence and comfortability. And I thought a lot about that. And I don't know, this week has been a week of kind of hitting that. I walked into, speaking of people that will never see this, I walked into the Apple store yesterday in the Mall of America. So it's December 17th in the biggest mall, maybe on the planet, but certainly in the country. And I'm in the Apple store. You can imagine what a disaster that could be.
Yeah, right.
Right? Joe, from the parking garage back to the parking garage was 9 minutes. And not because I quit. I walked in. The lady comes right up. She says, "How's it going? What can I help you with?" I said, "You know what? I'm here to pick up an order." She goes, "That's great." She said, "Do you have a QR code?" I said, "No, I don't, but I got this text from Apple." And I showed her my phone. She said, "Could I take that?" I said, "Please do." She clicks it, does whatever she does. She goes, "There's your QR code." She scans it, goes back, picks up Kelly's Christmas present. She goes, "Would you like a bag or not?" I said, "Yeah, I want the full Apple experience. I got to have the cool looking bag." She goes, "I'm going to get you an extra one." I said, "Okay." She hands it to me, the stuff. She goes, "You're all set. You're taken care of." I said, "Thank you very much. That was a great experience." She goes, "Have a wonderful holiday." Out the door, back to the parking garage, out of the Mall of America. 9 minutes, man. It was an amazing experience. They did a great job. I didn't think about, I thought about what I spent when I clicked on it, but I didn't think about it when I was in there. It was really, really well done. It was really helpful, competent people, happy to be there in a store full of happy people dreaming about the stuff that they want. It was a really great experience. So
yeah. So you're thinking about the experience, not necessarily the product, because you haven't even opened the product. You're thinking about the experience, and they're selling an experience.
Yeah, I really think so. Kind of. So like if I think about Apple's and I've thought about a lot of these things, examples, but if I think about the Apple product, I don't know the specs on it. They don't say, "Hey, get a 14-inch 99 gigahertz RAM processor for $1,000." They don't say any of that. They say, "Look at the stuff you're going to be able to accomplish. Look at the people you're going to connect with." There's a little bit of a panache. So like maybe like, look at the heads you're going to turn because you've got this nifty stuff. But it's a whole lot more of get the stuff done that you want to do and have the confidence to do it is a whole lot more of what the brand is and what they're selling. By and large, I can't think of an ad where they said it's this price. Now, the cell phone companies go get an Apple iPhone for this much or get it for free. They say it, but Apple doesn't. And same with Disney. I've never once heard Disney say there's 42 rides, 37 restaurants, and it costs $120. Come see us. They would Never, ever. That would never, ever be in their advertisement. It's never happened in my life that I can think of a Disney advertisement that way. Cheap billboards in Florida say, hey, stop here and get dirt cheap Disney tickets for X amount. But Disney would never advertise that. So
well, the prices are variable too.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they can't name a price. It's not real. Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that want to go on this the prices. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. And since this is a ball python reptile show, let's
it is a ball python channel, but the show, we got to have some entrepreneurial dreams. It takes a little while to get to the ball pythons. Yeah.
I wonder. So if we were to extend the analogy then of what you're talking about, is that like people like large companies like Apple and Disney, they sell this experience. Like Disney sells the magic of being there. Disney sells, oh, your family is going to have, and they show the family. They're not going, look at the specs on this ride, or
they're not going 62 miles an hour in the dark for 40 years. No, they're
and then and Apple, yes, and then Apple is not saying, okay, this is what you're going to get with this computer for this price. What they're doing is they're showing all the stuff, how you are going to be after they have your product. Or you have their product, right? So if we extend the analogy, and you mentioned Heart of the Python, is there a way to sell the experience rather than the specs of the product? And the specs of the product would be, I don't know, all the stuff that you guys say. This is a clown.
So I could say this Python, is a spot.
I don't know. But I still haven't learned a thing from you.
But what's really got me marinating is, you're exactly on it, Joe. If I say I got a red stripe spot nose clown,
that's what I was trying to think of.
Very respectful, beautiful animal, eye catching, not particularly difficult to. I like to use the word create, but I didn't actually create the animal. But you get my point. Not too difficult to achieve that result.
Right.
And so if I only say, here's an amazing red stripe clown, and it's this price, I've done nothing but just give you specs and a price. And immediately what happens is you look it up and you see all the other people that just name their specs and their price. And then what are you left with? You're left with a race to the bottom. That's it. Versus what Heart of the Python is doing with this one line is, they're going to tell you what genes are in the animal, but that's not what's selling it. They're eye-catching, and they are aimed at maybe not even first-time owners, newer owners, but people that need the confidence and want to have a handleable animal that they interact with that is, it could check the box of a pet. It could check the box of a future breeder in a hobby, but they want to be able to interact with it. They're selling to families that instead of the family walking up and somebody rolling their eyes because they don't know what a spot-nosed red striped clown is and they don't appreciate that. But that's not the customer's job to appreciate your stuff. It's your job to make them feel something about it. Otherwise, like I say, you're just selling specs and prices. So I really like that. So I've been working on some exercises, and I think I even texted you. It was right off the cuff off the top. What do you say? Off the cuff or off the top of my head when we were show prepping a little bit, but I thought it was actually all right. Let me see here. I said, and I was driving, so I was doing talk to text. I wasn't even texting. I said, I'm just winging it here while I'm driving. But instead of me saying, I'm going to sell you an affordable banana pied ball python, I could say, I'm going to make sure you have the confidence and knowledge to care for this beautiful ball python that you've been hoping for. Like, they don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be interested that it's banana pied and why does it look like this and that. Well, let them ride the wave that it's cool and amazing. What do you need to feel confident that you could take care of that animal today? How can I help you? And by the way, I've already put the work in, because here's this great website of resources, and there's my phone number, and I'm local. And how are you going to feed it? I got this shop of rodents. You're going to come by and check them out.
But also, like we've talked about this in the past too, when you actually talk to somebody who's ready to buy, you have to figure out the reason that they're buying first. So, and then you can go, okay, well, experience that you'll have. But what is the experience? So my question is, what is the experience of actually owning a ball python? Like, what does it bring to your life? How is it going to change your life in a positive way? Why are people seeking out ownership of a ball python?
Yeah. So, and that takes you all the way back to the why. Like I think a lot of us sit here and go, well, because they want a ball python. Like we take for granted that they want it and why they want it. We're like, because of course you want it. You're already here. But yeah, we could play into that. Why did you want that? It's still a unique pet. It's still got like a little bit of that sense of danger. Yeah. Now it's like tattoos these days. Like, it's not that dangerous, but it's still, there's still like this message that's like, I got a snake, and you could go, pet your cat or whatever. Like, I got a snake, and I'm different, and I'm unique, and I've entered this like separate little club because I have this, and it is a beautiful, and it is an entrancing animal. But I think also, Joe, like, you're using the word experience, which is good and correct. But the other thing is the feelings. Let me leave ball pythons for a minute. And part of this was this aha like return for me too. Man, I got people texting me about rodents right now. Literally, I just got a text about rodents. 7:08 in the morning in Central Time. I got you covered.
I need my rodents.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm coming by today. Okay. I'm thinking back to, so we've talked about this, where a lot of my job in restaurants was I would get positions, whether it was within the same company or I took a new job, at fixer-upper properties, basically distressed properties that needed help. And the first thing I would say to anybody related to marketing, food and beverage in the restaurants, and that I still say in consulting, I just told somebody this locally here in town that I'm working with, just convey happy people having a good time. Give me close-up pictures of people smiling on your Instagram. They could go Google the hours of operation. They could Google the menu. They're going to see, a big surprise. You have chicken tenders, burgers, and steaks, beers, wine, and soda. Good for you. That's what everybody in the world has. Just like everybody in the world has a banana pied and a spot nose red stripe clown. If you could show people that they're going to have a good time with other people having fun, and they can be part of that sort of scene and feeling, they're going to like it better. When you walk into a bar and it's in a strip mall in Florida and it's empty, you didn't come there for the beer. You came there to feel good, right? You came there to hang out, to be a little part of something. They can be successful in a strip mall. I'm really thinking of the gig I had in Plant City. I won't name the pub name because they were generous enough to hire me and pay me, but that was a challenging gig that evening. I remember.
Why? Because why?
Well, if you call yourself a pub and I walk in and I say, what stout or porter or dark beer, what do you got on tap? You got Guinness? She goes, no. I say, all right, what dark beer you got? She goes, Yingling. I'm like, okay, all right, I see what kind of night we're going to have tonight. And it was empty, and it was anyway, that's I digress. So marketing happy people having a fun time, like, I market snakes all day long. I used to market people at my booth smiling with that like glint in their eye holding an animal. I haven't done that in years. And I'm like, what have I missed that. That's exactly what I was talking about at the car wash. People were like, what? It was like, what's going on? How does this place work? What's going on here? You're going to love it. I'm going to take care of you. Get in here, wash your car. Don't take your antenna off, whatever you want.
But is that okay? Is that what, if that's what people, yes, do that if that's what people are looking for when they buy a ball python. But is that what people are looking for when they buy a ball python?
I don't think that they have to know that. I think that, I do think it's what they're listening. They think they're looking for a certain gene, and you're probably going to have it or not. Sure, sometimes there's a binary thing. But if it is not a hard hobby breeder, they're looking for a cool animal and the confidence to know that they can take care of that animal.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think if you could give them that, you have a better chance of closing the sale afterwards.
Yeah. So I remember one of my first questions was why do you buy a ball python? That was one of my first questions on this show.
Right.
Why do people love this so much? And I remember one person was it was very calming. They said, I think it was Jen, and she said, it's like mesmerizing. It calms me down. It's something that I can go and I can be with this animal, and it just makes me calmer in my life to be around this ball python. That's what I'm saying. Is that what? If that's why someone like her likes it, what is that? What you sell? Is that maybe it's not people gathered around a ball python enjoying it together. Maybe it's some other emotion that you tap into to actually make the sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. And I think it's I think this is a whole lot more of sort of the art rather than the science. I think it's harder to quantify, but I think it's important not to get away from it, because again, if I look at the two brands that do it the best, they never talk about specs and pricing when literally, and this, look, I have my own feelings about Morph Market. This isn't a knock on Morph Market, but what Morph Market offers is specs, pricing, and a picture. That's it. So if we could tap into something different than that, it gives us an edge on every other person in the industry. So I don't know if it's good or not, but time will tell. The cool thing about ads and social media is that you get metrics and feedback and click-through rate and impressions and blah blah blah. So I took a different tact. I place ads pretty regularly. I don't do it weekly, but pretty close. But if a expo is coming up, I always place an ad. I promote the expo and then obviously promote my own animals within that ad. I do that for some self-serving reasons, but I also do it to build really good relationships with the promoter so that when I do ask a favor, they're like, well, Adam acts like a partner rather than just somebody that is owed something. So I placed an ad with a slightly different tilt to it. So I put pictures of eye-catching animals, and they range in price from, they cap out at $500, which is not, we also take for granted that $500 isn't chump change. That's a great, let me sell 4 or 5 of those in a day, and I'm great. So I wrote, and this is a little bit cheesy. I feel like a little cheesy orating this, but as people read it, I think it's different than the usual post, and maybe they'll check it out. But time will tell. We'll see. It says this Sunday is about finally seeing the one in person. If you've been thinking maybe after the holidays, or I'll wait and see what shows pop up next year, this is your moment. Proper Royals will be at Wings, Tails, and Scales Pet Expos this Sunday. And this will be the largest selection of ball pythons I've had all year. There's something different about seeing animals in person. The pattern hits harder, the color pops more, and you know the one when you see it. It's the last show before Christmas, a final opportunity to connect with the animal you've been hoping for. Catch a sneak peek of available animals at properroyals.com. If one stands out, message ahead of time to check availability before the show. That's code for come buy them before somebody else does, but I have to be careful.
Right.
I say that. And then
You have to be
Minnesota
careful of how you say that. Why?
You can't sell animals on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and then it ends with Minnesota, because this was targeted just in the local regional market. Minnesota raised, professionally cared for, brought to you in person this Sunday. I didn't say anything about the genes. I didn't say anything about affordability.
Right. Yes.
I didn't say anything about, you know, I'll beat the lowest price. I'll in the room.
Right.
50% off. None of that crap.
That's interesting that you use like it sounds like a marriage. You'll find the one.
The one. That's right. If you're a good pet owner,
it's a commitment.
Yeah, you're going to have it for well over a decade, you know?
Right. You find the one. That's interesting. And that is also that you're saying that there's going to be an experience of this. You're going to meet this person and you're going to have a future, or you're going to meet this animal and you're going to have a future together. Right. Like that, whatever that future is, I think that's it. Like, and then they can create the future in their mind. Yeah. I think that's a really interesting ad. And I don't know, like hopefully there's some way that you can kind of figure out if that ad works or not, because I think it is a different way of approaching this. It's not, I can't, all the words just fly out of my brain.
Do you want a Mad Lib? Do you want a Mad Lib? There you go.
Let's go.
Stripe, clown, spot nose,
banana,
yellow belly. There you go. So we could get really, since you asked that, we could get really technical and nerdy. And since we're down to the people who are really into this, like we've weeded out the people just sampling quickly. One of the workflows that I do, which is a little insane, but I also think it's amazing, and it's an intriguing thing. I've been placing ads for a few years now with Facebook and Meta, so Instagram and Facebook. They have these reports that I have no idea what it means. There's literally hundreds of columns that you can check mark, and it'll give you metrics of like I say, reach, click through, engagement. I don't even know what it all means. Mm-hmm. And I feel completely overwhelmed. So I stop trying to understand what it means, or I hinge on like one little line where I'm like, yes, I'm achieving click through. But does that mean what is that? I don't even know what that actually, like, okay, they clicked. Great. Did they click because they're laughing at me, or did they click because they felt good and they want to engage? I don't know.
Yeah.
But with the help of AI, and I use the subscription, the $20-ish level of ChatGPT. I check every column possible. So I download a report with literally hundreds of columns from the ad manager of all the ads that I've ever placed over the past 2 years. I upload it to ChatGPT and I say, hey, ChatGPT, you've been helping me write these ads for over a year now. Read this data and figure out what's working and what's not working for me. And it compiled a whole bunch of feedback. And I said, all right, take that information now and start incorporating that into our new ads. And ChatGPT was able to say, look, your ads for expos do really well. They're specific, they're targeted, and you are the end result. When you're just posting about ball pythons, it kind of goes out into the ether and the message gets lost because it's less specific. And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. What do we do different on that? How do we change the tone? How do we try new things? And now every time I post an ad, I take the report from that specific ad and I feed it back in and I give it the input and the results to say, here's how the last ad that you posted did. Incorporate that knowledge. This time I said, hey, I've had this idea, and I just rambled on. I turned on the little microphone so that it transcribes everything I'm saying. I rambled on like I'll do with the transcript of this show. I feed it in and I say, make me an ad that sounds like the experience and the feeling like Apple and Walt Disney World would have. And it's funny you bring up that line about the one, Joe, because I took out a line that ChatGPT gave me. It said something like, in person, the decision becomes easier. And I was like, whoa, that sounds really too pushy and salesy. I said, get rid of that. I want something about, you know it when you see it, you know the connection. And I said something about the one, and it redid that line. And that's the one that you caught on to. That was a really kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, that is the line that stands out to me the most, because it points to a future together in a way that's like, like you're gonna meet the one and you're gonna get the now. But it also depends as well when you go to a show, what kind of customer you're looking for too. And I mean, what is are you selling to other breeders, or are you selling to people who want pets, or are you selling to new owners of ball pythons, or is it just all comers?
It's definitely all comers, but this particular show is very heavy pet entry hobbyist.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want to tweak that. So that's why I put those pictures there. If I'm going to Tinley, yeah, it's a different advertisement. However, Tinley is almost the greatest example of this, because Tinley is the most competitive room in the world for ball pythons. You will get undercut in price in a second in Tinley. Yeah. So then it's who's the healthiest, who's the cleanest, who's the longest sort of reliable standing source.
Yeah, right.
And it's also like, if you get to a certain level of price, you don't actually care about the price. You want to know if that breeder says they're het for 3 different things that you can't see with your eyes, that you could trust that, and you don't have to screw around wondering, and that it is what they say it is. And if it's not, because people do make errors, that they're going to make it right for you. I feel like that's the Tinley angle, and the people that convey that the best do the best. Now, the most unique animals there at Tinley, those do sell, and that makes a difference. The most unique animal this weekend, a $15,000 or $20,000 animal ain't going to sell. I have an animal for sale for $4,000 that I don't think anybody in our market has. I'm going to take it just as a conversation starter for people to go, why is that worth $4,000? But it's not going to sell. And if it does, fine.
Right. That's interesting. Like, I'm thinking about, I know we keep comparing like these, our small little companies to Apple and Disney, but what's interesting about it is, like, okay, so I grew up in Pennsylvania, and so the advertisements that I remember about going to Disney World were like, this is a magical place. But moving to Florida and being an hour away, the ads become different, actually.
You know what is interesting? I forgot about that. Yeah, they do.
And what's interesting about it is, like, it's actually sells on the specs more than anything else in Florida, because you're around it so much. Really? Because I think one of the things is, like, it's cheaper if you're a resident in Florida to go to Disney than outside of the state. Yeah,
dirty little secret, everybody. They will sell Florida resident pricing is much cheaper, because they just want to get you in the door repeatedly. Whereas if you're coming from New York, Pennsylvania, you're already in the mindset to spend the money. You already know, you've already capitulated your wallet at that point.
Yeah.
Versus if you're in Florida and you've already been, why are you going to come back? Well, okay, now it's got to get cheaper.
Right, and that's the difference. Yeah. That's the difference between the show that you're going to this week and I guess Tinley. So like a show like Tinley, right? Because you're dealing with people who are probably around it more and more, and so they would be more interested in the cleanliness of the or the reputation of the seller. They might be more interested in the specs. That, like, that's how you would sell at a place like that, as opposed to, hey, this show where new people are coming in and cycling in and thinking about either growing their collection or or getting a pet for the first time.
Right. And it's funny because it's different, that it's not local. Like the local show is the new people that might not have had as much experience in this world.
Right. Yes.
Whereas Tinley is the Florida version of the Walt Disney. Yeah. Right. Yeah. What about does this have any, does this get your wheels spinning for your business of like how you pitch your stuff? Like, but isn't that like the best consultant thing? You don't walk in and say, here's my hourly rate, and yeah, I can look at your P&L and this and that. You say, I can train your team to be great leaders and give you the confidence to know that your team is going to be, X, Y, and Z components of culture. And, isn't that what you're selling though too?
Oh yeah. I think definitely. I'd have to do a little bit more thinking about this because, I just, but that's exactly what it is. You're trying to sell. You're not actually selling what I'm not selling exactly what I'm doing, but what I'm selling is you're going to have a group of leaders that are self-aware and can execute,
Right.
So a really well run company, that's what you sell, and what you need is what I got.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to paint this picture for you where you're going to succeed because you have leaders that reflect your culture and that have the tools and insight to lead their teams and inspire their teams. And we all know that when that happens, the revenue, the customers, and ultimately the profit come. And that's what I'm going to bring to you.
Yeah. And I think, one of those things that I see all the time is that there's not a unified approach to leadership, or there's not a unified approach. There's not like a vision, like a leadership vision, like this is what a leader looks like here at this particular company. So like to establish that first and then teach that, you're going to have a more unified, well-oiled machine that's churning out the work, whatever that is that you do, that your company is supposed to do. So establishing that and then teaching that and being unified towards the mission, towards the goal of the company. That's what you sell. Not necessarily the program that I have to offer, but that.
Right. So this is a rhetorical question, but you never walk in and say, look, this stuff isn't that hard. Anybody can do it. There's only 3 components to this. And look, I'm going to do it cheaper than the next guy. You got a deal? That's the equivalent of saying, I got a red striped clown. Sure. It meets the standard and I'm cheaper than the guy next door. Here's your snake. Big surprise. It doesn't sell. Nobody wants to buy from that guy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And I use the word guy specifically because only guys would make that pitch. Women are so much better at caring and understanding this stuff,
Right. Exactly.
They really are. But when I think about like the value proposition of Palm Street, Palm Street gives you an opportunity to convey that message where other platforms don't. Specs, price, and picture. That's one value proposition. Here's who I am. Here's the animals that you're getting and why you should care that you're getting them from me and what you're going to experience getting them from me. That's the Palm Street proposition right there. By the way, we're ad-free all day, uninterrupted, pure, high-octane, proper cup of Joe, man. This
conversation was just one long ad for Palm Street. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not. I thought it was really good food for thought. But I did think, as I was sitting here, I'm going, that is, in a nutshell, in a big nutshell, in an hour-long nutshell. That's a weird expression. In a nutshell, is kind of the crux of their value proposition. Yeah, the platform's different. It's integrated. It's easy. You can apply to sell at the very in the description down below. But it really is about expressing yourself in a marketplace where you haven't previously been able to.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, and there's a lot of agreement here too.
And to be fair, yeah, the Phil brings up the reviews, whether they're on Morph Market or any other place. And to his point, that's actually really why I am protective of my Morph Market account, because I have a history of consistent 5-star reviews, and that is very important in conveying everything that we're talking about today. It's a very useful ingredient to be able to confidently say, you can find me on properroyals.com. You can find me on Morph Market. You can find me anywhere. And the reputation is sterling. And it has been for a long time now. And, so all of those things help. But that's that conveying confidence, feeling, emotion, not, you have a red striped clown.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, great. See what I mean? It's a whole different thing.
So the parting question is, how do you specifically, as breeders and sellers, how do you specifically market the experience, the great experience of owning a ball python or a reptile that comes from you specifically?
I think it's unique to each person, but the timing couldn't be better. Let's talk about Heart of the Python for just a moment. We'll go all the way back to them. They care enough to identify animals that are handleable, that are bred for temperament, that are going to be housed in larger enclosures, a la a pet owner. They're feeding frozen thawed. I think that demonstrates the difference between buying an animal with a certain set of specifications as if it were a widget from them versus somebody else. And how each individual does that, I think you have to reflect yourself. Like, we all bring different bits of experience and expertise to the table. When I talk with Phil, it's an understatement when I say he's an electrical expert. He builds solar powered battery cells, and I'm screwing up a word salad here, but when you hear him talk about it, you're independent from any concerns of electrical grids. What could be more valuable to snake breeders or computer server operators or things that need to be undefeated when it comes to electricity? Phil brings that to people. So yeah, he's got the expertise and the specs. I don't know how many milliamps and all of this he can run for you, but he's going to keep the lights on and in a really impressive way. And we've played a gig off of one of his self-built battery cells. Literally, like, we've been out in the middle of the field playing an electric gig with amps off of one of his things. So, like, that's the same. It can apply to anything. What's the feeling, confidence, and experience that you're going to convey to people? Not what are the genes, how many milliamps, what's the price, how many rides, how many restaurants. No, it's happy people having a good time confidently and happy together.
That's right. That's right. Yes. It was good. Good conversation this morning. I appreciate it, Adam. And it's always great to talk to the people, connect with people in the chat. We've come to the end of the hour.
We have. What are we going to do this time next week? The big guy will have come down the chimney. We're going to be probably having some eggnog and who knows, maybe a little kick in there to get us through the morning with the kiddos and the family. What do we need to do for our schedule, Joe?
I don't know. We did the same kind of thing for Thanksgiving. We just did it. We did it on Wednesday morning. Do you want to do that again?
Yeah, I'll do Wednesday with you. This is a year of just banging Thursdays because New Year's Day is going to be the same thing as well. So should we just move the next two shows? They're going to be Wednesday special episodes?
Sure. Now I'll be probably on Wednesday, the following Wednesday. We'll have to reconnect on that because I am going on a trip. I'll be up in Canada actually on that Wednesday. So
where are you going to? What are you doing in Canada? I know you got to run, but this is intriguing information now.
We are so we're going to we're taking Aiden up to see for his 18th birthday to see the Bills and Eagles play in Buffalo.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah. And then he's flying back, and then Chelsea and I are going up to Niagara on the Lake. So that little town just north of Niagara Falls, and we're going to spend a few days there.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You gotta, I like the lifestyle, man. You guys do. I gotta say, I enjoy it, man. All right. Well, then we'll figure some of those out. Maybe I'll just have to kick the new year off with, a guest host. How about that?
Maybe, but I think I'll be able to do it. We'll see what happens. So we gotta connect on that.
Now, this is interesting too, trading silver futures. There was a time I was really into precious metals, but I couldn't afford gold. So I actually own a physical amount that's quite intriguing of silver.
Really?
And I haven't thought about it for about 10 years. Yeah. Like tens of dollars worth, not
okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I would be surprised if I got into the 4 digits of value with it, but I am intrigued because I remember thinking this is relatively inexpensive and wildly volatile, so let me just try it out. Silver's really got a little Christmas surprise. Maybe I got some silver to sell you guys. You guys handle shipping, and maybe I can move some silver.
What is the experience of owning silver? Is it how would you describe the experience so you can make that sale? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually won't do that because I think it's a horrible investment. I'm sorry. I think it's horrible as a long-term large portion of any portfolio. It's hugely volatile, and I don't necessarily believe in that when the world ends, only gold will be valuable. Anything's only as valuable as what you can get for it, and I think skills will be valuable at the end of the world kind of thing if we're going to go down that rabbit hole. But trading futures, and that's a different world of investing than I get into. I'm the 401k index fund kind of guy. So, hey, maybe if I could stroll down to my local coin shop, make a little change this December, maybe I will. 66.25 an ounce. Is that what you're saying, Phil? Am I reading that right?
Silver is 66 an ounce. That's what you're getting right here. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, I think I was buying them at like $16 and $17 an ounce. I might actually, oh my gosh.
You might actually have
I might
there.
actually go down to the coin shop and see what I could get for these bad boys today. Get out of here. But here's the funny part. On trading the futures, you don't actually have to have the thing and move the thing. You just trade the digital slice of ownership of the thing. I think it's actually harder to get the full price for the thing because the other person has to believe that they can make a little bit of money on it. So they're going to drive it down, which is ironic to think in precious metals to actually have the precious metal is less valuable than to own like a digital portfolio of them. Whole different conversation. We have now gone well into overtime. Thank you for the insight. That is why I love doing this show, because I just open myself to learning all kinds of cool things. I'll post some pictures of silver today. I'll probably get myself robbed if I do that. But yeah, I don't own any gold. I never could afford buying gold coins, but I have a fair amount of silver coins, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have a good day, everybody. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll send you one for Christmas, Joe. I hope everybody has an awesome week. We'll see you on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day, next week. And I'm fumbling around trying to find the video. You'd think I know what I'm doing by this point. Have a great week, everybody. Don't go crazy. Go enjoy an Apple store, especially in the Mall of America. It was fantastic. Primo. Sell some emotions and feelings. See ya.